Have you ever been on a website or tried to use an app that was just so frustrating you wanted to throw your phone across the room? Yeah, we've all been there. Well, we're going to break down exactly why that happens and, more importantly, how to stop it from happening with great UI and UX design. If you have a business with any kind of digital footprint, you're going to want to stick around for this.
It's a feeling we all know, right? You download that shiny new app, you land on a website, and something just feels off. It's clunky, it's confusing, maybe it's just a little bit annoying. It's a totally universal frustration, and trust me, there's a good reason for it.
I mean, just think about it for a second. How many times have you just bailed on something because you couldn't figure it out in like 5 seconds? That exact moment, that feeling of giving up in frustration, that is precisely what good design is all about preventing. So, what's the secret sauce? What's the solution here? Well, it really comes down to two little acronyms you've probably heard thrown around, UI and UX. Think of them as two sides of the very same coin, and figuring out the difference between them is absolutely key. Okay, here's a great way to think about it. Imagine a product is a horse. The UI, the user interface, is the saddle, the stirrups, the reins. It's all the stuff you actually see and touch to interact with the horse. But the UX, the user experience, that's the feeling of actually riding the horse. Is it a smooth, fun ride, or is it bumpy, uncomfortable, and you can't wait for it to be over? See the difference? So let's zoom in on user interface, or UI. This is all about what you see on the screen. It's the layout, the colors, the fonts, those buttons you click. It's the whole look and feel, the aesthetic part that you directly interact with. It's the saddle and reins. And then you have user experience, or UX. This is the big picture. It's the entire journey, the whole ride. Is the product easy to use? Does it make sense? Does it solve your problem without making you think too hard? And this is the most important part. How does it make you feel? A great UX makes you feel smart and capable. A bad one? Well, you know how that feels. Now, this kind of seamless, feel-good design, it doesn't just happen by magic. Not at all. It's actually the result of a really deliberate, strategic process. So let's pull back the curtain a little and take a peek inside the design studio. And this is a point I really want to drive home. Great design is so much more than just making things look pretty. It's a strategic process. It's a methodology that's built from the ground up to line up perfectly with your business goals, whether that's making more sales or just keeping your customers happy. So the UX part of the process, that's like drawing up the blueprint for a house. You start with user research to figure out who you're even building it for. Then you move to wireframing, which are basically simple black and white sketches of the layout. And from there, you build prototypes, which are interactive mock-ups you can actually click through. All of this happens before a single color is chosen, making sure the foundation is rock solid. Then, and only then, the UI team comes in to put the paint on the walls and furnish the place. This is where the visual design, the style guides, and the design systems make sure every single button, icon, and screen looks fantastic and feels consistent. It's what brings that solid blueprint to life. But what if you've already got a product out there? That's where something called a UX audit comes in. Think of it like a health checkup for your app or website. It pinpoints exactly where people are getting stuck, where your competitors might be ahead, and what you can fix to make the whole experience better. Okay, this all sounds really nice for the user, but what's in it for the business? What's the bottom line? Well, it turns out that when you create a great experience for your customers, it is absolutely fantastic for business. The connection is direct and it's powerful. And check this out, this number is pretty staggering. According to the source material, a great design experience can lead to a 99% rate of recurring business. Let that sink in. That means when people have a good, smooth, easy experience, they almost always come back. That's how you build loyalty. That's how you build a fan base. And the payoffs, they're everywhere. Good design makes it easier for people to buy, so conversion rates go up. We just saw how it builds customer allegiance. It can even make your own team more productive and speed up development because you're not constantly reinventing the wheel. You've got a system. So if you're going to remember one thing, let it be this. Quality UI and UX, it builds trust. It makes your brand look and feel professional and reliable. And that trust, that's what boosts your brand's reputation and what ultimately drives real, measurable growth. So talk is cheap, right? What does all this actually look like out in the real world? Let's hear a few stories from actual clients to see the kind of impact we're talking about.
So here's Jason, the CEO of Park. He points out two things that are absolutely crucial for any new company: having something solid to show investors and being stable enough to actually launch. That's the kind of confidence that great design gives you right out of the gate. Then we have Daniel from Toto Delivery. He talks about building a complete solution and fixing problems that popped up along the way. You see, this shows that a great design process isn't just about handing over a blueprint. It's about being a partner and solving problems all the way to the finish line.
And I love this one from Senthil Kumar at Box Food. He mentions patience, seriousness, and professionalism. The relationship and the process matter just as much as the final product. It really shines a light on the human side of building something great together.
All right, we have covered a lot of ground today. We've gone from that universal feeling of frustration all the way to the real bottom line business benefits of getting design right. And it all kind of boils down to one simple but really important question for you to think about. See, here's the thing. Your user's experience, it doesn't just start when they finally open your app or land on your website. It starts way before that. The first time they hear your name, the first ad they see, that's the beginning. So the real question isn't if you're going to have a user experience, you already do. The question is, where are you going to consciously decide for that journey to begin?